Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the AJW U116. This is a wall-mounted soap dispenser, is what this is. They say that it's plastic, which is really just a reference to the soap globe, the 16-ounce translucent, shatterproof, corrosion-resistant, molded, polyethylene, blah, 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 plastic soap globe or vessel container, 16 ounce. When you get the U116, it'll come in a box. It will have a bunch of pieces in it, no instructions typically, for many items like this, but they're really straightforward. There is a link below this video to a document called Tech Sheet, and that shows this item assembled and gives you specifications. Let's first go over the item that you get, and then we'll talk about the technical information and the link and the other link that's there. You're going to get a box. You're going to get the soap globe. You get the business end of the unit, which is the soap valve and escutcheon. You're going to get a package of parts and a tube. There's the tube. The package of parts will include a rubber washer. It will include a wall plate, a package of screws, 3 sheet metal screws, and then 2 machine screws. Let's go over the installation. If you're looking at this, that might be why you're looking at the video, so let's get to it. You're going to get this unit mounted. It's simple, straightforward. You might have to come up with an additional anchor. You know, if you're going into drywall, you're obviously going to want to use a couple of 3 plastic anchors. They're not included. This is an economy sort of unit. And that's to be expected, that you might have to come up with an additional anchor or something different. The wall plate is going to go onto the wall. The wall plate can only go onto the wall one way. Pardon me, it can go on 2 ways, really, but there's one correct way. Here's how we tell. This finger here and these 2 fingers down at the bottom, they must obviously project off the wall. They can't go onto the wall this way. They'll only go onto the wall this way. This long finger that's here, that's going to go towards the top. Once you got that, you're in good shape. You're going to mark your holes for mounting the wall plate, get your anchor process started. You're going to want to keep in mind before you install it that when you're done, it's going to look like that, meaning where the wall plate is located, you'll have to keep in mind that you're going to have 5 or 6 inch of globe down here that you're going to need to be able to unscrew and remove. So the location of the soap dispenser needs to account for what's going to hang down. Okay, so the wall plate goes on the wall. There are those 3 screws you'll use, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you get that placed onto the wall. This long finger sits inside of this recessed area, and at that point, it will just sit inside of it, and gravity will hold it on by itself. I mentioned 2 machine screws that are in that package as well. Those 2 small screws, one goes here, and one goes here. That holds the soap valve onto the wall plate, and then your installation is pretty much done at that point. You've got all this installed. You still have the tube. Immediately stick that up onto the petcock here of the soap valve. The bird's mouth preparation at the bottom is going to go down into the globe. The straight end will go over the intake. The rubber washer, did that backwards. Rubber washer goes on first. I apologize. Rubber washer goes on first, then the tube, then your globe comes up. I apologize. Rubber washer always goes on first. Thread that on, and you're in real good shape at that point. Then your installation is complete. Now, you are going to have 16 ounce of capacity that's there, obviously. And what will happen is every time you need to refill it, absolutely wash this out. I would put in a 1/3 warm water, and I would cycle as much of that through as I could to keep that valve clean. Soap is going to coagulate, especially if you're using dish soap. That's going to coagulate inside of there, and it will clog that valve sooner rather than later, and it will fail because that soap just gets hard inside of there, and it's done. I have known people that have installed it, and within 6 months, it's finished because it was never cleaned. Flushed, I should say. I've known people that have installed it and flush it with every change, and it 10 years later still works. And this is an inexpensive little item that, if it's maintained properly, will give you years of good service. That is the bottom line. That really concludes the installation part of this. I'm going to look at the technical data now. There are 2 links below this video. Let's go to the tech sheet first, if you like. And that sheet really just gives you technical, it gives you additional information. First and foremost, the dimensional information. Width of the escutcheon, 2 1/4. Height of the escutcheon, about 2 5/8. Projection of the entire unit, 5 1/8. When it's installed, you can see that it's 6 3/4, and let's give that a check as well. I like to do a reality check on these things because I like to know exactly what it is when I am reviewing it. 6 3/4, and yeah, I'd say that would be accurate. Absolutely. Push-in valve is fabricated of chrome-plated ABS material with stainless steel spring and check valve. That all conspires to mean decent quality valve that's going to be in here. Valve is located above fluid level to assure drip-free operation and dispenses a pre-measured amount of soap to prevent waste. That pre-measured amount is factory set. It's just the amount that this is engineered and designed, whatever that amount is. I don't know. All of that is there, those specifications. Should you need to describe to someone accurately what you want to use, that specification section is a way by which to do it. If you're a homeowner, none of that's really important except to know the capacity and the size. You also might be an engineer working for the military and you're building barracks, and you want to forward to the contractor or to somebody else involved on this project, here's what I want. It's a long way of saying, give me an inexpensive, reliable product by AJW, otherwise known as the U116. That's what that specification is for. Installation, we've really covered most of that. Provide a desired or specified location on the wall surface. Place concealed wall plate at a mounting location and transfer points, making sure the plate is level. Drill pilot holes, secure with proper fasteners. After screws are in place, insert the supply tube on the valve. They've made the same mistake that I did. Rubber washer goes on first. Then the supply tube on the valve. Fill the globe with proper soap. Install onto housing. Prime the dispenser to ensure operation. Make sure it works. It is not recommended to mount any soap dispenser on mirrors. That makes sense. You wouldn't want to put that sort of pressure on glass. For best performance, use premixed low concentrated solutions. Thin out your soap. If you're using dish soap, thin that out. Dispenser should have periodic maintenance performed by rinsing out the dispenser with warm water. This will avoid sludge buildup. Preventative maintenance every 30 days with warm water to prevent the valve from clogging with old soap. Do not use abrasive cleaners. That's just going to scratch everything. Soft scrub, anything that's abrasive is going to dull the finish. So they say every 30 days. My experience tells me every time you change the soap is a good time to do that. There is so if you have any questions on any of that, please feel free to reach out to us. There is an additional link below this video to a document called Product Brochure. That's just a handy, consolidated, one single document view of soap dispensers by AJW. You can use that to determine if this is the one for your needs, or maybe there's another one that's more appropriate. You can pick up that part number there in the catalog and then populate that into the website and continue on your search. I'm partial to AJW, you might be able to tell. It's because I think there's a great utility from their products, a confluence of value and cost, backed by exceptional customer service, on top of predictable, consistent lead times. Their material always takes a week, generally, unless there's something odd or unusual or something that's unforeseen, but consistently about a week to ship orders out. I don't like to quote lead times in videos because it does change, but typically it's about that. It is generally never the same day or the day after that. There is a lead time involved, but I like AJW because they're consistent, and that's something that you can, if you're in the construction industry, come to rely on. And that's really just what has to happen. If you have any questions on the AJW U116 wall-mounted soap dispenser or any other AJW product, please feel free to reach out to us.